Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
Well, how y'all are? We're doing good. We're really glad that you could join us because it's been a while since we've been together. So I would say that this particular show is the smart people and fun people show.
Oh, I'm all about that. Yes, because, I encompass all of that.
That's right. We fall into both categories.
And we're going to include you in there, too.
That's a first.
Well, since he's our first guest, he's bringing in the smart and the fun.
And the fun, because I told him he had to dance. Okay, why don't you introduce our first dancer, Betsy?
We're excited to introduce you to Ross Garelick Bell. Now, you haven't met Ross before, unless maybe you've been at the Capitol or in another state, but he's actually a very brilliant lobbyist, and he represents the Aerospace States Association. And if you think about the news that we've heard in the last, 2 years, COVID, we haven't heard much about the space program or what states are concerned about or any of the things that really involve space. And so we're going to talk with Ross a little bit about that, and then we're going to have one of our favorite returning guests, Commissioner of Agriculture, Dr. Mike Strain. So where Ross is going to be talking about what's up in the air and outer space and what could happen, Dr. Strain is going to be a little more earthbound, a little more level-headed about what's going on in our agriculture. Yeah, in our agricultural communities. And so we always like talking with him, and it's just always a lot of fun. And then we have Heather Johnson, and she's going to be talking about Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
Now, it might not be dinner table conversation for a lot of people.
But it is radio and TV conversation.
It is.
And billboard conversation, and it's an important thing that you need to talk about.
Exactly.
And we're going to talk about their Prevention on the Go program, which is an amazing thing that they have going on
we highly recommend it.
And then we're going to talk about all the fun because it is springtime.
That's right.
And our friend Lynn Miracle is bringing miracles back out at Pointe-Marie.
Look.
Spring concert series, lots of great
The Flower
fun.
Fest.
But
we love the
save
Flower
some
Fest.
for her to talk about. Okay.
I know. I get so excited about the stuff that they're doing.
All right.
Music, fun. It's all going to be good. So hang tight with us because you got to hang till the end to see Leanne.
We're gonna talk about space, and we won't make you dance just yet.
That's good.
Okay. All right.
So we got to meet because you are a college friend of our dear friend Amy Supp.
Yes, go Devils.
That's right, go Devils. And so we're really glad that you decided to take this adventure with us for a few minutes and share kind of some of the things that are going on in your realm, which is a little higher plane than our realm, because we haven't heard anything about the space programs. It seems like forever. We haven't really heard about what are concerning states, what concerns Louisiana, and what are some of the things that can help move the space program forward in your estimation.
Well, thanks again for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming.
And I serve as the executive director of the Aerospace States Association, which is made up of lieutenant governors from around the country to be able to look at issues and develop policy to improve the aerospace community in their states. Kind of a best practices, see what's going on, what works, and where the problems are to increase the industry. Now, it's a good thing you haven't heard much about space because it means it's doing its job.
Oh, that's good.
So, your satellites and all that are working. You're seeing your weather channels giving you the updates when the storms are coming, allowing you to shut down ahead of time. That's all due to the space program. You're seeing Space Command being set up in order to make sure that our space assets are protected from military defense, which is obviously coming into more play now with things going on. And then the cybersecurity threats, the space program is also involved in making sure, again, those assets that communicate and transmit, the assets that allow our airplanes to fly and keep them in the air, all that is what is being protected and made sure that is happening behind the scenes without you seeing it. But there are a lot of exciting things that have been going on. In space in particular, you've seen commercial space taking off. You've probably seen the Blue Origin rockets where William Shatner got to go off into space, and a couple other different celebrities.
Wasn't he already in space previously?
Exactly, yes. But
He's going to get to really go now.
Yes, and he got to go, and he broke into tears from it. And it broke his vision of what he actually imagined it to be.
Yeah.
You see Virgin Galactic did their launch. You're seeing SpaceX doing their launch and return vehicles and actually launching astronauts to the station again from the United States, which took almost a decade to get back to.
Yeah.
All that happened during the pandemic. And now you also saw the Lucy probe heading to Jupiter, to Jupiter's moons to check it out. We've had vehicles land on Mars and a helicopter actually fly on another planet, which is the first time in any history that we know of that
Why don't
another
they
planet's
talk
been
more
flown on.
about this in the news? This is cool stuff.
Well, the problem is it gets drowned out by the real world problems of how do you get through your day to day instead of understanding that there's still a lot going on. The aerospace industry is one of those few industries, and our organization was an advocate for of exempting those employees during the pandemic so that they can continue their work.
Obviously
Because,
important.
yeah, if there was backups, that's defense programs, they're getting backed up. As long as they kept their COVID measures in place to make sure they didn't have outbreaks in their plants and facilities. And the fruition of that is some of the work that's been done here in Louisiana, building the core stage down in Michoud, and getting that to the pad, which it just rolled out, the new space launch system, which is the largest rocket ever built. It's now on the pad out in Kennedy Space Center, getting ready for tests, and its expectation is to hopefully see a launch in June. That will
And
be
that
our.
was built in Louisiana?
The core stages were built in Louisiana,
Wow.
so directly here. So you're a big part of this program. It's the return to moon and back to Mars and off to Mars. So it's going to be the next huge Apollo-style program, but bigger rockets. So there's been a lot going on.
That's a lot. That's a lot to keep up
A lot
with.
that we didn't know about. So you
So-
enlightened us a whole lot in a few minutes.
It's a lot of cool stuff, and what we do with the states, and why we're here today is
Yes.
we want to get the states and their elected officials to understand what their role is in this. As I like to point out, the U.S. flag has the 50 stars, one representing each state. You see that flag on the side of a rocket or a jet plane. What it represents is each one of those states' contribution to the building of that unit, that vehicle would not come together without all the states being played. But those states have to make sure they have the STEM programs for the kids
Right,
to inspire the
absolutely.
dreams. They have to be able to have the college programs to develop the engineers. You have to have the tax base and the environment set up for the workforce to be able to be productive, and you have to make sure that all the infrastructure is there for the manufacturing. That's what the state leaders bring to the table, whereas the feds kind of orchestrate the overall picture. The states bring the meat and potatoes. And so that's what we were doing here today. We had the kids there with robotics. They were driving vehicles around the rotunda. One was the kickball robot that actually kicked out a ball, and the kids would kick it back, and it would catch it, maneuver around through sensors.
That's amazing.
It was pretty cool. And so they had that. Then they had a bunch of stuff talking about Artemis 1, the new rocket system. So it was a good day. I had a lot of legislators come by. The NASA folks were well represented, along with Lockheed Martin and Boeing. And so I was happy to see all that going on, and glad to be here for it.
I think a lot of people really take what you do for granted. You know, like you said, if everything's working right, it's not a problem. You know, but it is kind of amazing. We have a special astronaut, Alyssa Carson, who's 20, who's Generation Mars, and she is determined she will be going to Mars. I'd love for you to meet her one day. She is not only a beautiful girl, but she's a great representative of the benefit of the STEM educational systems throughout. And so she speaks other languages fluently, and she does all types of webinars, interviews, and everything, encouraging young women young girls actually, to stay in STEM.
No, that's fantastic. I've heard a lot about her, and I'd definitely like to meet her in person someday.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing some of the things that she's accomplished in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So you are right now in Louisiana, but you're going to be going to other states. What are other states that have big space programs, either on the manufacturing side or maybe on the research side?
Each state has their own different area.
Piece of the puzzle?
Yeah, so some states will build the pipes and stuff for it. Other states will be the engine manufacturing. And it's spread out for a reason, because there's a lot of congressmen with a lot of districts.
Yes.
So Utah has a big, where the rocket engines are built. You have Arizona, where they do a lot of more drone kind of activities and satellites. California, of course, is a launch state. So it has Vandenberg Air Force Base, where you have SpaceX launching and others. Florida, of course, is huge because they have Kennedy Space Center. They're launching quite a bit now. But you're also seeing now launches taking place in Virginia, quite a bit to station for supply missions. You're also seeing the private sector then with their spaceports popping up in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma. Alaska now has a spaceport up on Kodiak Island. It's it's unique because they actually have a buffalo herd that roams around on the through the spaceport. And
we have crawfish.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why the lieutenant governor wants to go to Alaska to see that spaceport, because they allow hunting actually on it too, which I'm not sure how that works when the rockets are on the pad.
Yeah.
Rubber bullets?
Yeah, it makes it a little interesting, but again, that's for different types of launches and stages, and there's a company that wants to, that came from Arizona, that wants to do balloon lift up, have a couple cocktails at 100,000 feet plus, and then parachute down. So you can see the Aurora Borealis
I think that sounds
from the edge of space.
Well,
so there's a lot of
that's
stuff
a lot
the
of
states are
crazy
doing.
stuff. I think we're going to have you come back
You're gonna have
and
to
tell
come
us
back.
more.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ross Garelick Bell, thank you so much. Ross is the executive director of the Aerospace States Association. Thank you for everything that you're doing and for bringing that to share with us.
Well, thank you for the time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We
And
appreciate it.
We're going to be right back with Agriculture Commissioner Dr. Mike Strain. Hang tight.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit LouisianaTravel.com and plan your getaway today.
The use of opioids and addiction to opioids is on the rise, especially in Louisiana, and I wanted to be a part of the solution. If you have a family member or loved one that you are concerned about with regard to opioid use, please call my clinic, Advantage Health Solutions. You can speak with my nurse or you can speak with myself, and we will talk to you about how to get that person into treatment, and we'll tailor what we do to your needs, and we'll do what we can to get your loved one in treatment and onto the path to health.
Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar since 2014, with a full calendar available on the website 24/7, clickable links to artists and venues. View the entire weekend lineup at a glance and plan your outings with your friends. View professional recordings of local live musicians, watch interviews with people in our music community, and find additional resources. Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
back with Rocket Right. We are so glad that you could join us. We are here with one of our favorite returning guests, and that is Commissioner Mike Strain for the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry. And we are a big,
Thank you.
Yeah, we're a big agriculture and forestry state, and you got the 411 on everything.
Everything's going. I would ask how you two are doing, but I already know. Y'all doing fantastic. Good.
Well, thank you.
That's
doing
right.
so good. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
really great to be here. There's a lot of things going on. Today I was teaching a class at LSU, in the College of Agriculture, and when I left, Dr. Laborde gave me this bag of rice. Now, I knew about it, but this is Parish rice, developed by the LSU Ag Center and the Frugier family. Let me tell you about this rice. This is a new variety of rice, low glycemic index, and 59% more protein. So
That's amazing.
a serving of this provides 10% of your daily protein needs. So so this is a game changer. This is a game changer worldwide. And one of the things we do very, very well here in Louisiana, and especially through the Ag Center, which has one of the preeminent rice research stations in the entire world, is develop new varieties and seed. So, when you think about agriculture in Louisiana, you think about the production, of food products, but also we're huge in the seed business. And that's part of what our agency does, is certify and regulate the seed business. And this is going to be grown now in Louisiana and probably all across the world and going to markedly change things. This is a new variety of rice. And the farmers, the way this works, the farmers pay a voluntary assessment. They pay money in that goes to research and development. And that's why we have, again, the preeminent rice research station, the worldwide preeminent sugarcane research station, the preeminent sweet potato research station. And we're talking about worldwide, right? And that is here in Louisiana. And when you look at the investment in the Ag Center and the investment in agriculture, in our College of Agriculture, it was so good for me to be on the LSU campus and go into the ag halls, right? Those hollowed halls at LSU. But when you look at that, in the United States, agriculture is the preeminent industry. It's the preeminent industry in Louisiana. And look, it's on a roll worldwide. Everyone knows what's going on, right? And now the world is looking to us, everyone, to make sure that we can feed Louisiana, feed America, and feed the world. And that's a big challenge coming up. And so when I talk to the students today, I talk about not only the opportunities, but what our duty is too, to ramp up production and get the products to the people that need them. So a lot of things going on.
So there's a lot of poor third world countries
Yes.
that are relying on us for food, but also if they were able to grow this type of rice, they would be able to feed
That's their
people that really probably need a little healthier rice, but a higher protein content in their diet.
Yeah, the protein
and then
is
low
great.
glycemic
index,
which is really important for anybody that's insulin resistant,
That's
diabetic, anybody with heart conditions.
That's right. And if you're on that keto type friendly diet, right, and you're craving rice, and you think, look,
You want some in the bottom of your gumbo?
What? Look, it's not gumbo without rice. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Right?
You're right.
Or crawfish etouffee, right?
You're right. What's the point?
You got to have it. But
That's
if you
right.
also look at our sweet potatoes, our Louisiana sweet potatoes,
They're the
if
best.
they would grow those in Africa, then we could save 100,000 people a year from blindness. Right?
Wow.
Because
Really?
they're-
Just because the carotene,
That's
carotenoid?
right, and the
Yeah.
riboflavins and all,
Wow.
and the vitamins in the sweet potatoes, because their sweet potatoes don't have those vitamins. So
That is
when you start
crazy.
looking about
Who would
nutrition, and
think?
that's right. So,
But maybe their soil isn't alluvial soil like ours, which is the best soil.
we have the best soil in
Yeah.
the world.
And well, we got
You
the
know?
best cooks too to cook
And when you
whatever
talk
you're
about,
growing.
say, I want a Creole
Yeah.
tomato, right? You know what soil you want it to come from, or
Right.
if you want a Washington Parish or a Farmerville watermelon, right?
That's right.
Well, that's what you want. And
That's
so
right.
we have some of the finest
Sweetest.
soils. Oh my goodness! And think about it now. Next Saturday at 2:00, we're going to be in Ponchatoula because again, strawberry time.
The strawberries.
And they're going to be auctioning off the champion strawberries, right? Oh yeah, we go every year, and I can tell you, the Strawberry Festival. It is time, right?
It is
Think about
time.
it.
It
It is
is
time for
time.
strawberries, and we're very excited about it. It's time to get your watermelons in the ground. Now's the time to be planting that garden. I'm telling everybody, now is the time. And you can go to the LSU Ag Center and download their vegetable planting guide. Tells you when to
Okay, I
plant,
need to
the
do that.
varieties to plant, how to space them, and everything. And so there's so much information. But I tell you, a lot of people are going to need to plant a garden this year, right?
Yes.
Because you've seen food cost.
Well,
And
yeah.
they
fuel
are
and
tough.
food costs right now
Food
are
and
just
fuel. Food and fuel,
unpredictable.
right?
Yeah.
And they're tied together. Fuel
Right.
leads to increased food cost, right? And so we've got all working together because again, we need to make sure that everybody in America has enough to eat, and we're working on it. And there's a lot of things you can do. You know, you can start, quote, cooking from scratch, right? And you can start with the basics. And I think you can stretch your food dollar, but also grow in your own garden. Look, you can get some pots and plant tomatoes, right? And if you want to see something, you know, in front of your house, plant some squash plants in your flower beds. They're beautiful.
They are beautiful. Those flowers on them are amazing.
And you can plant watermelons along the fence line. They'll grow everywhere, right? So you can plant vegetables as ornamentals. And because, you know, they're magnificent plants.
Yes.
And, you know, and some of them, you know, can be very, look, plant Brussels sprouts if you want to see something
Brussels sprouts.
That looks different as a plant, right? But yes, so plant that. And for me, we plant very large gardens. We have a very big variety of gardens, and my bees love my gardens because they're out there pollinating. So
I bet they do.
Oh, they do. Yes, yes, they're working hard because I go and check on them, right?
And are you a beekeeper
I
also?
am a beekeeper because I am the chief regulator of bees, the apiary division.
Did not know that.
Absolutely, and so I do it.
Pesticides, weights and measures.
You name it. If it's in commerce, we regulate it, right? And it's a part of that. And so, yes, I've learned a lot about bees because I was not classically educated as bees. But now, in order to, if you need antibiotics or something to treat your bees if they're sick, you have to go through a licensed veterinarian to do that. And so,
how would you know if your bees are sick? Just
well, that's
curious.
why you have. Well, you'll know. You'll know. Beekeepers know. You know, and so, you know, bees are. It's like any other herd health management, right? And so, yeah, but beekeeping is more intense than you might think.
You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to get someone that could video a tour of your garden, and you give us a tour of your garden and your bees.
I need to do that. So, yes, we're going to be planting a mighty spring garden. We're just probably this weekend.
A mighty spring garden.
A mighty spring garden. You know, and we'll be plowing under a fall garden. As bad as I hate to, it is time, right?
Yeah.
And we will start planting, and so soon we're going to be planting our tomatoes, you know, our peppers, you know, our bell peppers, our cucumbers, several varieties of squash. And I'm really going to try to have a number of different white squash, yellow squash, you know, and some of the spaghetti squash as well. And if you've ever had like the pumpkin squash, it's just delicious. And then rows of okra, and, you know, so just so much. And
I love fresh okra too.
Oh, it's incredible.
Okra and tomatoes.
So I'm hearing that he's going to have a dinner for me and Betsy. It's going to be one of those farm to tables.
Yes, it is. Well, that's what I do. You know, like when I'm home, like on Sunday, I went out in the garden and I got 2 heads of cabbage, brought it back and cooked it with some chicken. You know, and I'd like to go out in the garden, pick it right there, bring it in and wash it and cook it right there, right? Or fresh cauliflower. Yeah, I'm going to miss my fall garden, but the spring garden is going to be awesome.
It's going to be even better. And the weather's been beautiful. I think we're past our last chill.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so, because sometimes you do have to go replant if you plant before Good Friday, but that's okay. You know, but I also have a greenhouse. And so I'll start the plants in the, well, I say my wife has a greenhouse. I built it for her, right? But I'll put plants in it, and we will start the plants in the greenhouse and then transplant them into the garden. And then we'll plant probably quite a lot of corn, you know, so several different varieties, and we have automatic planters that do that.
Silver Queen and Shoe Peg are my favorites.
Ah, yes.
Those.
Peaches and cream, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. So all those different varieties. And
you can tell a little bit of our countryside coming out.
That's right. And we're going to plant some field corn for the wildlife as well on the edges of the property. So just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and of course it's very nutritious. And, you know, we raise chickens and all that sort of thing too. And it's a hobby, but I do that just because it really is great for stress relief as well.
Well,
And
you do have a
better
lot of
diets.
responsibility.
Yes, we do. Well, I have a tremendous staff, so a lot of things going on. Of course, it is legislative session.
Yes.
I have 5 bills out of committee so far. I got about another 6 or 7 to go. Get them out of the first step in the process. You know, in the legislature, so now I have legislators sponsor the bills, right? House and Senate. And so it's a long journey from filing a bill to final passage and signature of the governor. But every year we have a legislative package of generally 12 to 15 bills. You know, some years more, you know, but that's about average. And so this
I'm
year's
going to
no
have to go
exception.
look up the bills and see what's on the radar, and then you can come back and tell us why that's important.
Well, it's important, right?
Yeah.
Every piece of legislation is important to someone.
That's
And
right.
so we have our bills, then we have the other bills that we monitor, and testify on too. So it's busy.
So how can somebody buy Parish Rice, or how can they find
Well,
one of
look
the
for it.
400 certified Louisiana products?
Well, you can go to certifiedlouisiana.org. Can you see that? You see what this has got here, right? Certified Cajun.
That's
you see
right.
that? Look for the seal, Certified Louisiana. You can go
Yes.
to our website, certifiedlouisiana.org, and look up these products, and you will soon see this in the grocery stores.
And
So
you
this
can
is wonderful.
say you heard it first.
That's right.
Here
That's right.
on
That's right. So
Rocket
this is
Right.
the first bag that I've seen. Dr. Lucian Laborde gave me this
Oh.
today. He said, try it out and let him know. I said, absolutely. So again, but there's a lot of innovative things, that comes out of the
The
ag
incubator.
center. That's it, the ag incubator. And if you look at the new varieties of sugarcane, the new varieties of sweet potatoes, the new varieties of many different plants, and again, supported by your tax dollars and also by the farmers.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you're
agriculture,
making me
yeah.
very hungry.
I know.
And
And it's crawfish time too now.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
my
so well, we're
goodness.
going to have to
Talk to us about
have you
crawfish.
come
Oh, they're
back
nice.
with
Look.
a little spread.
Yeah, how do you say, good, those crawfish are, good. They are really
Well,
nice this year.
Talking good, we have our friends with Mary Bird Perkins up next, talking about colorectal cancer awareness month. So,
And
health
Dr. Mike
tips for you,
Strain?
don't go nowhere.
Thank you, Dr. Mike Strain,
Thank
for
you.
being
Thank
with
you.
us.
Thank you, and you have to get a picture, I can't go home.
My biggest concern was my family and being able to see me come home every day and know everything is going to be okay. I felt comfortable that I was being treated by some of the best. There were some scary points along the way, but it's just kind of like been a little blip in the road.
Money, wellness, fun. Rocket Right Radio takes you all across Louisiana and the nation with guests who live life to the fullest.
I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
I'm Dr. Kay Solar.
You're going to love it.
Join us every week when we cover
Everything under the sun.
Live and learn with the Wright sisters.
Politics,
health,
music and entertainment.
local agnet.
Rocket Right Radio. You're going to love it.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser of the great state of Louisiana. Hurricane Ida has brought great devastation to our community. In time of need, Louisianans always step up and help their neighbor. This time is no different. We'll help our neighbors and friends get back as we always do. If you need help or know of someone that needs help or would like to volunteer or make a donation, go to volunteerlouisiana.gov. We are Louisiana Strong. Thank you.
Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar since 2014, with a full calendar available on the website 24/7, clickable links to artists and venues. View the entire weekend lineup at a glance and plan your outings with your friends. View professional recordings of local live musicians, watch interviews with people in our music community, and find additional resources. Red Stick Music, Baton Rouge's live music calendar.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Cade Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you are interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Cade Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen and Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit louisianatravel.com and plan your getaway today.
back with the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes, and our medical segment is brought to you by Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. And today we have with us Heather Johnson. Yeah, and you returned.
I am.
I mean,
back.
we didn't scare you off or anything.
You did not.
I appreciate it because she gives us such great information. She's the Director of Early Detection and Education with Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. And March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. And so I see you're wearing the blue ribbon.
Yes.
And so they don't have a green ribbon for Shamrock's Day. They went blue.
But we went blue.
So now y'all know they're blue. And tell folks what exactly is colorectal cancer, because sometimes people hear colon cancer, rectal cancer, colorectal cancer. Let's talk about what it is and who is most at risk in our community, because also I find out people think, well, it's not me, I'm not at risk. And so let's talk about that.
Yeah. Well, the colon and the rectum are both part of the large intestine. The colon about 5 feet, and the rectum about the last 5 inches that leads to the anus. Cancer can start in the colon or the rectum, in either of the two. So. Right.
It's kind of one lung, just depends on if it's, closer to the exit or up higher, which is why, and we'll talk about screening in a little bit, that you need to look up higher in the colon.
Yes.
And let's talk about the risk factors, and some of that has affected the screening because of the age groups. Now it's actually earlier folks. So I know if folks thought that they didn't need their colonoscopy till they hit 50. We'll talk about screening in a minute, but that's because they're seeing younger people.
Yes, the thing about colorectal cancer is highly preventable, highly treatable, and you can survive it if caught early. So early detection and education of colon and rectal cancer is very important. While 90% of people that are diagnosed with colon and rectal cancer are diagnosed over 50, we're seeing a rise in people under 50 that are diagnosed.
Yeah, especially when you get to that 40 plus age group.
I have a question about that. Is it because more people are getting screened, so it's being caught earlier in that age group, where maybe before they weren't getting screened as much because there's been such a great push by Mary Bird to push the screening program?
No, the national guidelines have changed because of the age of onset being earlier. It wasn't screening until recently. I think they were seeing younger people getting it. So it wasn't that these younger people were getting screened. Yes. They were being diagnosed, and that's what leads to any screenings occurring at an earlier age.
I was just hoping people were getting smarter.
Well, the thing
and more diligent about getting screened.
The thing is, the reason we were seeing a rise in it was about 40% of the people that are age risk, they weren't getting screened at all. So hence we've now moved up the age of the screening guidelines to 45. So we're screening earlier, doing more education and more pushes, and making awareness of colorectal cancer available to all.
Right, and I looked at some of your statistics. So if you think, oh, well, that's a rare thing, if you look in the U.S., 1 in 20 men and 1 in 24 women will be diagnosed with colorectal cancer in their lifetimes. And nearly 1 in 3 diagnosed will have a family history. So it is one. It doesn't mean that you're excluded if you don't have a family history, but your risks are greater if you have a family history. So important.
Would it be a family history of any cancer or that specific cancer?
It's a family history of various cancer, but of course higher risk if colon and rectum cancer is in your family.
There's certain ones that cluster and it gets a little complicated, which is why you just need to discuss that history with your doctor to know that. So we were kind of dancing around screening, but let's talk about, what are the current screening guidelines?
Well, a colonoscopy is pretty much the gold standard for colon and rectal cancer screening, but that's not the only answer. At Mary Bird Perkins, we provide various ways that you can be screened. You can be screened through a FIT kit, and that's just a test that you take home, and you can take it in the comfort of your own home. It tests for blood in your stool. You send a stool sample in, and one of the indications that something could be abnormal is blood in your stool. So we test for blood in the stool, and upon an abnormal finding, we refer patients for colonoscopies.
Right. And so blood in the stool, sure, it could be benign indications, but it is also one of the factors looking for colorectal cancer.
Correct.
And we were talking about the length of the colon, so you could do a shorter test called a flexible sigmoidoscopy that just goes to the sigmoid colon and have to do that every 5 years. But why wouldn't you want to do the colonoscopy? And if you're good, it's every 10 years.
Yes.
I was that girl. I'm like, yeah, women will complain like, oh my gosh, the prep is awful. I really don't want to have to do it. But if you're good, and this means that you have no family history and they don't find anything abnormal, then you could get 10 years before you have to do that again, and you can feel good about yourself. But, of course, the good thing about the colonoscopy, too, is that it's not just a diagnostic test, because if they see a polyp, they can remove that.
Correct.
So it can actually treat that at the same time.
Yes.
So that's the beauty of the test that no one wants to have. So treatment and diagnosis.
Yes, which is very important. Like I said, early detection for preventable and survivable cancer, it just makes sense. While it may seem uncomfortable to some, it's more beneficial just to get it done. And get it done and maintain a regular screening regimen so you're on top of any of those polyps or precancerous lesions that they may find.
That's right. So your doctor may decide that you need more frequent screening based on your family history alone, even if your test is normal, or certainly if there are precancerous polyps or certain types of polyps that are identified during that test. But let's talk about that, because when you go, well, how do you do this screening on the go? Because I know y'all offer screenings, and Mary Bird is really known for their prevention on the go program. So how does that work with colorectal cancer screening?
Yes, Prevention on the Go is Mary Bird Perkins' signature mobile screening program, where we go out into the community and we provide free screenings for 5 types of cancer, one being colorectal cancer. And as I stated earlier, we distribute the fit kits where you can send in a stool sample from the comfort of your own home, and then upon an abnormal finding and further testing to determine if anything is going on. So that's what we do for our colon and rectal screening cancer. We do education, we do awareness, we partner with different organizations such as LDH, which we're partnering with here in March and throughout the year.
So tell people what LDH stands for.
LDH stands for Louisiana Department of Health, and we're partnering with them to increase education, to increase awareness and screenings throughout the state. So the goal is to increase our screening rates by 2% in 2022. So by leveraging our funding and leveraging our resources and working with our partners in the community, we hope to raise awareness for colorectal cancer, have more people get screened that are age appropriate, and make people more comfortable with talking about this disease before.
So you're going to do this statewide?
Yes.
That's a wonderful thing, because there's probably some communities that don't have access to some of the same testing. We're so blessed to be located in Baton Rouge near Mary Bird, so everything's easy for us. But it's not so easy for people maybe in rural communities that don't have the availability of the test.
Our Prevention on the Go program offers free screenings throughout a 30-parish area that spans from North Louisiana all the way here to South Louisiana. So these are made available. If you want more information about those screenings, we do have a website, marybird.org, or if you know already that you want to sign up and you're interested, we have a hotline you can call to assist you in making appointments, and we can educate you on when the screening is closest to you, because another part and a unique part of our Prevention on the Go program is that we go where you are. We go where people work.
And that's a great thing.
We go where people play. We go where they worship, to make it more accessible to you if you have a hectic schedule. If you need screenings on a Saturday after hours, we have a wide array of things to make the screenings more accessible to you throughout our service.
And I think a lot of times that's folks, excuse, couldn't take off work, or I was too busy, I was like running here with the kids, doing this and that. So lots of opportunity, one, to get educated more about it and realize how important this screening test is. But going to that website, finding out where are one of the screening on the goes, where can I go access this?
Anywhere where you can hear or watch our show, they offer screening. Because you can hear us in 31 parishes, you can see us in 22 parishes on television. So this is a great opportunity. If you've never had early detection before, this is your chance. So we hope that you'll take us up on that invitation, right?
And thank you so much for helping spread the word. And we have been talking with Heather Johnson, who is the Director of Early Detection and Education with Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. And thank you for all y'all do for the community. And appreciate you spending the time with us this evening.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Come on back.
I will.
And up next, we're going to be talking about a little fun happening. Some miracles going on with Leanne Miracle out at Pointe-Marie. So stay put.
A lot of fun.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen and Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
Some call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. From music that shakes up your senses to food that wakes up your palate. That joy vibrates in every note we play and spices up every meal we serve. So come live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all, come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm Sean Ardway, inviting you to plan your trip at louisianatravel.com.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
The use of opioids and addiction to opioids is on the rise, especially in Louisiana, and I wanted to be a part of the solution. If you have a family member or loved one that you are concerned about with regard to opioid use, please call my clinic, Advantage Health Solutions. You can speak with my nurse or you can speak with myself, and we will talk to you about how to get that person into treatment, and we'll tailor what we do to your needs, and we'll do what we can to get your loved one in treatment and onto the path to health.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Kay Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Kate Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
I had a meeting with Dr. Barfield, and it kind of just hit me. It probably is cancer. After the surgery, I wasn't scared anymore. I was looking forward to getting started with chemo. Not one time did I get a nurse in a bad mood. I was here for 5 hours at a time, and I did not dread coming. To get people from around the country to come to Baton Rouge, that says a lot right there. That this place is cutting edge.
And you're back with the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
Who's always looking for a good time.
She's always looking for a good time. And we're going to tell her where to go get one because we have Lee Ann Miracle. She's a miracle maker.
She's a miracle maker
for a good time out at Pointe-Marie. And if you don't know where Pointe-Marie is, let's start telling folks right now where they can go for a good time. Where is it?
On River Road, right across from LaBerge Casino. We're located at 14200 River Road. And we have all kinds of fun going on.
And it's a beautiful development. Beautiful. And I know a few people that live there and they love it. But y'all did something kind of unique in that you built kind of like a town square, like a city, like a pavilion.
It's kind of like if you've been to Seaside, Florida, and you see the area with all the activity around it for the folks who live there and for folks who want to come out there and meet some new folks and hang out. It's for everyone, but granted, if you're living there, there's a good time all the time.
Absolutely. Our master plan is based on Seaside, Florida, and you'll see a lot of similarities if you've been to both places. One of the first things we built was Pointe-Marie Square. It's a 1-acre park that has a demonstration kitchen, a kiosk where we can serve food and drinks. We've got a screen pavilion for smaller groups of things. The most beautiful bathrooms you will ever see.
They are.
I will vouch for that.
They're gorgeous.
Yes. And for going to an outdoor event, that's important.
It's very important.
And
So
then
we've
a
been to
beautiful big green area with a covered stage.
We have our own bandstand right on River Road, and we have some of the best bands there.
Yes, and you've got some coming up. And is this Friday night? Is this
Friday
TGIF happening?
Every Friday night we have something fun going on.
Because this is the spring concert series starting, right?
It is. On the 18th of March, we had the AM/FM band. I had so much fun. I actually had people telling me, stop telling me how much fun you had. Because it was so much fun. It was like we'd all been released from prison and we could go outside.
Yeah.
The weather was great. We couldn't have bought better weather. And
can we buy it sometime? Because it would be great if we could buy the weather.
It was so much fun. We all had a great time. A lot of people came out and enjoyed it. No mosquitoes, no problems, just perfect weather.
That's lovely.
Everybody really enjoyed it. Now, we've got the Chase Tyler Band coming up on March 25th.
And hey, as folks are listening, that's this weekend.
That's right.
That's right. This weekend right now.
This weekend right now. Like if you heard the show later in the weekend, you could have missed it. But if you were an early tuner-inner, then you were all in the know, and you were there to see Chase Tyler.
For any of our concerts, if you show up a little early, I'll be happy to give you a property tour.
Which is a comedy show in itself.
It's a mobile comedy show.
She will give you a ride on the golf cart around the community and give you a little bit of comedic entertainment right before the music starts.
I have to tell you, Dig Magazine said that it was the best tour in Baton Rouge.
I believe it. I believe it. I said that before they said that, Leanne.
I think you did.
I think I did.
I'm waiting to be discovered with all my jokes. Of course, it's the same ones if you take the tour more than once.
Hey, and then actually, you got a break week there, but April 15th, you've got the Cheese Whizzers.
But wait, you skipped something. You skipped something. We got the Flower Fest.
Oh, that's why the concert
the first
schedule
and
there.
second.
It's not really an empty weekend. It's even more fun.
Okay, so
All right.
Amy Dighton and Katie Perino Guitro got a lot of people together last year, and it was the first social event. 400 people showed up to benefit St. Jude, but it was incredible with the huge sculptures of floral arrangements.
They were amazing.
Oh my gosh. You have got to take your kids to this and take pictures during the day and go to the gala at night. It's incredible.
So the day of that is April
the 2nd.
Yes.
April the 2nd.
And not only does it have all these wonderful flower sculptures, but she was showing me some of the vendors that are going to be there today for the arts market. Crazy stuff. Bring lots of money.
Why didn't she ask me? I just want to know.
Bring lots of money.
I could be there for the arts market.
Would you like to come?
We are actually a sponsor.
You're our special guest.
We're a sponsor, so we're going.
I expect you there.
Of course. I mean, it wouldn't even be
not there,
April 2nd.
I would be mad.
Let me see
I
how
would be
many
mad,
paintings I can get done by then. Hey,
better
Betsy,
get
you want to
busy.
donate your one? Somebody might want to buy the one I did of you.
You have some art to bring?
No,
might
I
have
did a
some-
picture
she
of
did,
her.
She did a portrait of me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that.
Let's just say it doesn't look exactly like her, but it
It's in my home. I'm not
encompasses
sure I could
her
part with it.
essence. So, okay.
Well, so
Flower
after-
Fest, people like fun. And then what's after Flower Fest?
After Flower Fest, we do have the Chiwis,
which are
and
awesome.
They are just amazing.
A lot of
crazy.
fun band.
I've
That's
got
April
pictures
15th.
of me with the lead guitar player in several different venues, and he always dresses all crazy.
Well, of course, that's
Yeah.
what they do.
Yeah.
They all dress crazy.
It's always
and
a good time.
And that is tax day.
April 15th.
So you should go out
And celebrate if you actually did your taxes and
and celebrate that it's done
over.
and in
It's
the
done
mail,
for another
right?
year.
So
And we had to reschedule our very first one because of weather. So on April 22nd, we have Clay Cormier and the Highway Boys.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to them. I've not heard them yet, but I hear they're very good.
I have not heard them live either, but I know he's been going to Nashville and doing some writing sessions, and I've heard that he is really good.
They're the closest concert, and that's my birthday weekend. So
Oh, your
I'm
birthday
not-
All right.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be really good, but it could be really good.
It could be really good. And no, tell us how good your tour will be. Are you going to be off on the tour because it's your
she
birthday?
can't work
no.
because it's her
I know.
birthday. She's having fun.
When you love what you do, it's not work.
That's right.
I will give you a tour on my birthday.
All right. So what else is going on new at Pointe-Marie?
Well, we have other events too. Like this Saturday, we have Piggies for a Cause. They're coming out to raise money for Our Lady of the Lake for the Hog House, I think.
Okay,
It's for the children's hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
a place where parents can
what are
stay.
the piggies? They're bringing little baby piggies for you to hold and
I don't know, but
and
that'd be a
coddle?
great idea. I know there's a lot of pork products there.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know if any
like
of them are
hogs
on
for the
4
cause,
legs.
but it's a smaller version, I think.
I think there's some different events for the kids, crafts and little things to do, food trucks.
It's just a good reason to get
I'm
outside.
thinking if they had a whole lot of little baby piggies that there would be some kids who wanted to adopt them and take them home.
I would.
I know, me too.
I would name him
And then they would
Bacon
grow up to like
Bit.
what?
Yes, I would name him Bacon Bit.
Bacon Bit.
And then like Suzanne Sugarbaker, we could all have a pet pig.
That's right.
Yeah. And
I don't wanna
they're
train
really
it, though.
and
I
they're
don't wanna
really
housebreak
cute
it.
until they get to be like 400 pounds.
That's when you have them for Thanksgiving.
Now they live in your pantry.
But there's
Just-
always an event going on. You can follow us on Facebook or Instagram. The Eventbrite will have tickets for things. There's always a good time to be had at Pointe-Marie. And in the fall, we'll have our fall football tailgates, more concerts.
And we might have the songwriter festival, not to be announced yet, but that might be moving to the fall. And it was such a good time at Pointe-Marie last year. Folks really loved the setup out there, and I think we're going to do it again, and just need a little bit more time to plan to make it even bigger and better.
Lots of fun things going on. And we have the best sunset in the whole city.
It is
That's
beautiful.
something.
It is beautiful. Looking over the
river.
The
river.
levee, yeah, Mississippi River. It'd be beautiful.
It's amazing. So now, for the concerts, let's say you're not a good planner and you're going, oh man, I didn't get my tickets on Eventbrite. You can show up and get them at the
just
door
fine.
because it's a big open space. So
We have a table. You can come buy your tickets right there.
Right.
We'll have a bar so you can buy your drinks right there. We always have at least one food truck. This week we have 2. We'll make sure we have plenty of seafood for all those people that need that on Friday night.
Oh yes,
The food is great. And you'll get to meet all the people that'll be your new neighbors when you buy a house.
Yes. You know what's so
Yes.
amazing is when I went last year to the Flower Fest, I ran into several people. They're like, I just bought my house here. I love it. You should meet my next door neighbors. Everybody was so friendly and nice. I met mothers-in-law. I met mothers of residents. I met all kinds of people out there.
And they're all very proud of their neighborhood.
Yes,
and
they
they're happy
are.
to show it off as much as I am.
That's great. It's always a great thing to say, and it's nice to have that sense of community that y'all have developed, out there.
That was the very first most important thing, was the sense of community. There are many places in Baton Rouge you can go to find a beautiful home, but I don't think you'll find the sense of community like we have anywhere else.
Or maybe the sense of humor.
But you also, not only the public gatherings to where you can come for the concerts, but y'all do a lot of things for just the residents that are dinners and get-togethers out there in the space.
We have dinners. Sometimes we've had trivia nights, just whatever kind of things that people want to get together and do. And on the spur of the moment, they've all been known to just hang out at the demonstration kitchen and cook dinner together, just because they like hanging out.
And then y'all have added the pool area since I've been there.
Pool.
Yeah, I've got to come just for that.
When you're a homeowner there, we have a pool that has 5 lanes. It's huge. I don't know if it's Olympic size. I'm not sure what that is, but it's big. We've got all the chairs, all the furniture, all the fun stuff, and they all like to hang out there too.
And then talk about the garden. You've got the community garden.
Well,
I mean, he needs to drop off some, plants over there, right?
After hearing what Dr. Strain has going on at his garden, I need him to come out and see ours, because we have 14 raised beds that are taken care of by a master gardener, and the homeowners there get to pick a vegetable, pick a weed, whatever makes you feel happy that day.
Well,
and it's wonderful.
That's awesome. Talking about feeling happy, we hope that Betsy and I hope that we see you at one of the spring concert series out there, because it's going to be a good time had by all. And make sure that you get the tour by Lee Ann Miracle. Ask for her by name, because it'll be the best tour. And the website is
Pointe-Marie.com. You can find out all about us.
Pointe-Marie.com. And if you're going to rock it,
make sure you rock it right.
For a good time in Louisiana, in the sun, and that balk good weather.
That's right.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Rock It Right with Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is brought to you by these generous sponsors. Partners One, better barter for Baton Rouge and beyond.
Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, Advantage Health Solutions with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm, Hightower Dental Concepts with Dr. Leah Larson, City Group Hospitality including City Pork Brasserie and Bar, City Pork Catering, City Slice, City Taco, Rouge Creole, and Beau Soleil.
Talent 360 Consulting with Vicki Little. Jeff Taylor, Realtor and Forester with Whitetail Properties. The 3rd Street Songwriters Festival. Elite Chiropractic with Dr. Ron McMorris. LouisianaIsATrip.com. Take one. Thank you for making our show possible.